up. Okay. So how do you guys read? Easy? Okay. Oh wait, just submit no price on, okay?
Why still wrong one?
So if you guys manage to solve the quiz, okay? So this kind of quiz is actually what will be showing actually in the financial income. So what will test your speed, your accuracy, and also your, the tendency to pull the pressure. Because all these components okay within 1 hour. 3 case study, and this is just one of it, 3 case study. Okay. So yeah, so I hope you guys actually had the experience of what is going on that. Okay. And what I'm going to show you now is actually this actually will be uploaded in the quiz, the data room side. Okay. So including also that the answers what is it, right? Yeah, I'll show you here as well. But I think the only thing that I want to further share is this. Okay. If you guys, any of you actually encounter 19 and 20s, there's a FCFX methodology, right? So this is the one that I'm trying to mention. So all you've done in the above, right, from these two is actually on 3 statement models. Okay, what is 3 statement models? You view from revenue, cost, CapEx, up to the taxation, working capital, CapEx, everything, then you form the 3 statement models, right? Once you have that already, 19 and 20 is actually an extension for your purpose. Right? That's why you see the purpose of this is actually to conduct evaluations. Right? So that's why you need to discount calculate the discount rate, the terminal value, the total, then you have to also convert the enterprise value into equity value. And further down you also can do this what I do for you, just samples where you can also conduct a sensitivity analysis to see what are the fluctuations okay. So I hope you guys actually can have some basic understanding of that okay. Okay, next what I'm going to show with you is this okay. Okay. If you look at the drive I shared with you, right, there are 4 and 5 things. Okay, what is 4? It's basically AFM, okay, Advanced Financial Modeling certifications. Basically, this is actually from the Financial Modeling Institute. Okay, there are some quiz actually also, not quiz okay, for you to do. Okay, including some of the sample 1 and 2, very similar. Okay, if you sit for the exam financial modeling, AFM, Advanced Financial Models, right? This is what exactly you can expect. Okay, so that one thing I wanted to show you is this. Remember that okay. So remember that the formatting I shared with you just now, right? So here is horizontal one. So that's why you can see, right? You got the revenue here, you got the cost here, where you split every single section into one. No right or wrong, just one of the method. And including, that equity, also convertible as well, expensive for equity. Okay, you also see that this one, which is also very similar to ours actually, we only got one model here, showing everything from revenue, cost of productions, etc. Okay. Again, I mentioned they are not fixed formats. It's only up to your something wrong. Okay. Oh no, this one you have to go to circuit referencing one. Okay. Again, there's no right or wrong. It's only up to your preference and also your how you're going to present it. Okay. It's also so presentation is something important. So that's why you remember the 3 hat I mentioned, right? One of the hat actually architectures, because then this is actually challenge you yourself on how you're going to structure your presentation so people understand it. So that's why you see here, right? Yeah, so it's quite clean as well, right? So this one as well. So basically all these are the same one, okay? Then later on, right? There's also task 1 and task 2, which is also similar to the financial modeling World Cup one, okay, which is very similar to what you're doing, including the question as well, you know. Yeah. Okay, question task 2 also say it's just a warm up for you to do it, you know. Okay, and I'm also sharing you examples of these M&A modeling models, which is one of the the model and received the second place globally. So you can have a look on what's the difference between the things okay, including so basically a lot of so that's why you can see here also different so-called formattings. But you can see here, right, because the competition is actually organized by the CSI Corporate Institute. So I'm using the EDR method as well because I know that this is what they're looking for, you know. And again, you see all the tender itself, they come up with the same thing. You got the income statement first, balance sheet, cash flow statement. What was it just now? I said 3 statement models. Then later on, you got the application, sorry. You got DCF, because this one is a M&A model, so that's why you can see here got DCF, got M&A integration, merger integration, and also I think last but not least is actually the sensitivity, sensitivity, etc. You know, all these are showing here. You can have a look at what's the difference. Of course, when it comes to basics, I want you to have a proper foundation of the 3 statement models. Proceed into valuations. Next one should be like the LBO and also this side. Of course, across the industry, you also need to know that different industry will different business model for you to run the financial model itself. Okay. 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 I think we can move back into what we are trying to say right now. Okay. So conclusion and wrap up. Okay. I think as what you just experienced just now, I mean, what we challenging us in financial models, okay, a few things, okay. Of course, you need to have a solid Excel file skills. Of course, again, I'm not saying asking you to actually memorize all the formula, thousands of formula, wasting your capacity, okay. But at least the basic one, you know, how you familiarize yourself with the linkage between the Excel is also very important. And also sometimes, right, in some of the model, they might, expecting us to actually using, play with Excel without touching the mouse. But I'm not a fan of it. But there are some believer of that, which, if you are capable enough, right, you can just use the, change the tab, without using your mouse. This is one of the targets you can also try to achieve on that. Okay? And then the second one is quantitative skills, where you need to sensitive to numbers. Okay? So if you're not sensitive to numbers, right, so probably you just think of what number makes sense, what number doesn't make sense to use. This is also very important, but through experience as well. Okay. Third one is actually logic reasoning. Also very important. I think Peter just now also mentioned, right? He noticed that the cost that we are sharing is actually very different. Why different? What is the difference between that? Why there's an increase? Is there any significantly, right? This is showing under here as well. Okay. And also design organization. Okay. Why I always like to mention this okay, is because first thing, when we are presenting, performing our work, right, we need to ensure people understand us. Otherwise, we are just wasting time doing a bunch of rubbish nobody can understand. Okay, I know it sounds when I say rubbish, okay, like garbage, right? Just, but yeah, but this is something also very important because why you need to let people understand your work, and also because why, especially throughout investors, I mean between the investors, between the entrepreneur, our client, right? This is one of the way that we communicate. We communicate through numbers and also storytelling. There's one thing what we call important is financial storytelling. We are telling the stock companies the stories of the company through numbering and how strong is the company. Most of the time we can be showing through our models. So in certain way, you also need to play a role because imagine if I'm doing M&A and helping my client to do a fundraising, the owner have been spending over their past 10 years to building an empire until the extent they can be run exponentially. Our role is to help them to actually build a very strong equity story. So this is the importance of financial modeling, so that we can help them to build a strong financial story, so that they can, get a good deal from the investor itself. Don't look at this. Sometimes, right, it can cross a million of different streams that Okay. Also, last but not least, accounting knowledge. So I hope after this class, right, you guys should have the mentality that if I want to in finance, if I want to in investment, first thing you need to have is accounting knowledge. One big question to you: why you can be better as compared to those accountants that did 20 years, those accounting auntie that did 20 years, 30 years in this company? I believe that you see a lot, example, especially in listed company, where the CFO is much younger as compared to those, finance manager ladies, that spending 20, 30 years in this company, because they are not wearing the accounting hat, but the finance hat. The finance hat must be, much sophisticated in terms of knowledge, in terms of legal, financial knowledge, legal knowledge, and also accounting knowledge, everything as compared to just accounting hat. Okay, which is the most important one. Okay, and also last but not least, industry knowledge, which I think some of first time mentioned this. Okay, every industry will have a very different business models, and some of it will have their own unique business models, right? So first thing for us to explore the industry is to make sure ourselves familiar with that standard. For example, e-commerce. What's the importance of e-commerce? Churn rate, right? How many users, how much they are spending in their product, how much margin you can earn, right? And also the churn rate, right? Transactions. What are the amount of the account? What are the amount of the contract? How many years can be utilized? Recognize the revenue, etc., etc. So this is categorized under the industry knowledge, right? This also very important because sometimes, right, there are also certain industry to be very specified. For example, renewable energy, which I think will be the main trend as well, and also technology might be the main trend as well. Okay, it's already a main trend. Sorry. So these kind of things, right, we need someone to be specialized in it, right? Especially renewable energy. There are how many types of renewable powers? Solar is a basic one. Wind, mining, thermals, also biomass, etc., etc. Each of it will have actually completely different type of the modeling factor that we need to consider as well. Also, including also solar integration as well, and also some of the basic knowledge. Okay. And also, one thing which I mentioned here, because I believe that this will be the main trend. How we can play our model better is because of data. If you have big data with us, it will be very easy for you to do a things for us. Okay? So in the future, if you are playing a significant role as MP and A role, strategic roles in the company, right? Try to focus on this. Which I think this will be the main trend that how the finance people play that hero here. Building the data network so that they can have transparency on most of the things, including the KPI, including the efficiency, operation efficiency. Just give a very good examples. how they perform analysis, right? For example, food distributions. You know that this truck, the driver drive to another place, right? They actually manage to track that what are the efficiency of the drivers. You know, if the driver drive from A to B on bus speed, is that average or not? From A to stop at A, moving the stop, how many times they take rest, this kind of thing is in transparency. Of course, we are not trying to micromanage that on humanity perspective, right? But DC gave you a full transparency that what would be the reasonable range, okay? If you know you are just there, you know, spending 30 minutes, this person spend 2 hours there. Of course, it's not make sense for you, right? So this is what I'm trying to say as well. Of course, the idea is on that how we can play our role using big data or modeling to, you know, achieve our goals. Okay. Okay. So how I could start it? Okay, basically very simple. You don't need a lot of time, preparation, mental health, or psychological advice to start. Just start it and just start what it asks you to do, right? You don't need anything. You got an Excel, you just Google, you can get a simple case study that you want, just start it, right? Or maybe if you have a little bit of budget, right, you can just register for some of the courses, you know, CFI, FMBA is one of the options, AFM can get the certification as well, right? And otherwise, you can just register for any private courses, private tutor, which there are a lot of actually in the online as well, right? Where some of the tutors actually provide virtual training as well to you guys, right? Okay, and also, yeah, say the challenge some of your students. Okay, form an equity research group, okay, which you now, right, this is what I actually doing last time, only focusing on modeling. Every day, choose one stock, one industry, one of the industry, and try to play a role and factor in how we can, you know, modeling the growth itself, identify what are the key indicators. Right. So, again, perfect next. Practice not perfect. This is something I wanted to actually keep emphasizing. Okay, you know, imagine, right? 10 years ago, I still got zero knowledge of financial models, right? All these came from actually COVID, right? I had no risk, you know, nothing to do at home, you know. I'm trying to get my time to utilize rightfully. So that's why I chose, you know, having this kind of course. You know, practicing, you know, make ourselves perfect and look at other people do and implement it ourselves. One thing I want to mention is, right, copy paste is not wrong, okay, especially in finance industry, not legal industry or design or what, you know, right. Copy paste is something that make you better because, right, some of the time, right, take the examples, okay, the sample and just the demo case I'm giving you just now, right, you are using it to complete your current task, right? I mean, it's good if you don't do it, but sometimes if you do it, it also helps you to complete your current task. It provides you a fundamental actually to build your knowledge levels, right? I think no right or wrong, it's just personal, right? How you're going to use it. You're not using that, you know, material and go and sell it for more money for your own knowledge. It's 4.0 era already. Nobody will blame me on behalf of that. Most important that you make use of the right way as well, right? And sometimes, right, you know, you can, once you have that, right, you build a fundamental already. Look at other, it's also very interesting, you know, when you look at other people model as well, because sometimes you can get a good inspiration of how you can structure your models, how you present in a better way, so the investors, the boss can understand, including their one of the example I mentioned just now, right? How you can cater both my boss and also my entrepreneurs on a different way, right? If you can get a better inspiration, it's even better, right? Because it's a you know, essence based on the experience of how the people doing the financial models. So again, practice make it perfect, you know. And last but not least, you keep my Google as well. I believe that you can Google, you can do a lot of things. Especially there are a lot of people being truth-free, you know, they try to upload their videos online, you know, so you can learn something, that kind of stuff, okay. And Google do have a lot of things as well, you know. If you want to find some of the information industry specific, I actually tried a lot through that actually, trying to see how people do it, especially in renewable energies, especially in logistic industry, how people do that, it will help you to easily, quickly learn that what are the key indicators. Because maybe probably the author that doing that have many experience already that. So you just, make reference to that and it provides it. Right, that can be better as well. Okay. So again, a lot of practice, the free resources online right now, you can learn on it. Corporate finance, financial modeling, World Cup, financial modeling World Cup, a lot of girls, just trying to, go ahead, want to take a photo story or something. You just trying to, get more start, and make sure you yourself can be better on it, right? Because I do believe that there's no so much of, I think hard work can always be better, make you better, right? Okay, so again, I think that's almost wrap up, on that, on our cases session today. So I think, of course, for us, right, probably before I conclude that, probably you guys can share what you have learned today. Okay, I think most important one, like I said, investment need justification, correct? What is important justification, including financial modeling is one of it, how we can justify that, okay? Second thing, what is the rules of the thumb today? Correct. It is simple and stupid. You don't have to complicate yourself, okay? You don't have to be overcomplicate your models, you don't have to use any VBA, use any extensive formulas, or or what, And again, remember also the best practice, always check on the errors, right? Because again, good model is not about how fast you can complete the models, it's about the accuracy, how you can provide a reasonableness, and with highest accuracy. But the accuracy here doesn't mean that how you project it accurately, is based on that. When you say accuracy here, it means that how you can, minimize errors, which is the most important one. Again, also guiding against errors, you need to provide a ways that you can check and always check things, everything, okay? And also most important, clarity as well, okay? Because sometimes, right, there's no use when you're producing something and people don't understand, okay? Which is the most important one. And most important, keep it simple as it is, okay? Because a lot of people, as mentioned, right, we try to, build the financial models. Don't try to put it in a way that when you build the financial model, it's only for governance purpose. You need to have purpose too, because building a structured financial model, I believe that you need to spend hours or maybe a day to build the more sophisticated one, including a real company, bigger company, the longer you need to take as well, right? So don't keep it to be a reporting practice, especially those in the investment bankers, especially those in the FP&A department, right? You need to deserve, you need to know what is the purpose, only you can build it. And always check and ask yourself whether this model can be achieving your target, your goals or not. Okay? That's the most important one. Okay? And last but not least, right? The last thing I want to mention is keep practicing as well. Okay. So before ending this, right? Okay, probably I just let me show you one of these, one of these deep valuation, which is like I think in industry people will always like to call it the top valuations where so I think especially for some students or earliest career achiever, right? This is something you need to know. He actually made a lot of contribution in this industry, where providing a lot of reference, when it comes to business valuation, corporate finance, and also discount rate as well. So this is something that you need to learn, okay? And then his website also got quite a number of so-called resources they can rely on, which I think that you'll be very useful for you in your futures, right? So Okay, so again, refreshing, okay. What's important is KISS principles, okay? And most of important is don't make it like a reporting, make sure you have the clarity and make sure that people understand what you are trying to present, okay? So because financial modeling, as I mentioned, right, is a very important tool to justify our valuations, our investment research, our investment thesis. So it helps us to build a story and always make sure that how you can think a way to actually bring your value added to your income client, to your investment as well. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much. Okay, I hope you guys learned a lot of things from today. Okay, and always keep practice on that. Okay, thank you so much.